My name is Rachel, and today we're going to move through a short, beginner-friendly sequence of simple yoga poses for gardeners. So it might be helpful before we begin to have a block or two handy, and maybe something like a strap or a sock or even a kitchen towel. So let's get started coming to stand at the top of the mat. As always today, feel free to modify anything that doesn't feel safe in your body right now. Beginning here with your toes and heels touching. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky, and then exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees so much you can press your chest into your thighs. Reach back, interlace hands behind your tailbone, or use your strap to get this bind. And then tuck your face beneath your knees. You're welcome to stay right there, or if you want more of a stretch in your hamstrings, you might want to begin to lift your hips. However, you want to maintain chest to thighs. So in order to keep that contact, feel free to keep your knees really bent. Stay here. 5 big breaths in and out through your nose. Carefully release your arms. Separate your feet hip distance. And for Padahastasana, bend your knees enough that you can slide your whole hand under the sole of your foot. So your big toes should just touch your wrist creases. Inhale, look forward to lengthen. And then exhale, deepen your fold. You can see I'm still taking a slight bend of the knees here. That's fine. If you want more of a stretch in your hamstrings, and your hamstrings are willing to go there, you're welcome to begin to straighten your legs. Let your neck get loose and soft, your face and your jaw relaxed. Maybe rolling your weight slightly forward here and just noticing how the stretch changes. Stay here for 3. Slide your hands out. And now we're going to move into a deep yogi squat. So separate your feet almost as wide as the mat. Turn your toes out and your heels in. And lower your hips to come into a squat position. Now, you might want to grab a block and sit on that block at any height if that's going to make this feel reasonable in your body. You also might want to roll your mat so that you can pad your heels if your heels aren't touching the ground. Maybe bring your palms to prayer and think about finding a nice tall spine, using your elbows to gently guide your knees open, looking forward, keeping your face soft. Feel free to keep your eyes open or maybe close them, or from a midway point, you could just kind of leave them softly half open. Spreading your toes wide, breathing in and out through your nose here for 3. Eyes open, look down, hands on the mat, lift your hips and straighten your legs out. And now come on down to sit on your knees and your heels. So you might just start with your hands on your thighs, seated on your knees and your heels. If that's not happening in your body today, no worries. You can grab 1 block, 2 blocks, a couple of pillows, whatever you need to make this possible. So stack those blocks if you'd like, taking your seat. And an alternative could be if you've got healthy knees and ankles. To lift your hips, separate your feet and land your hips on the floor between your heels. If you're taking that variation, you want to make sure your knees stay together and they continue to point down toward the floor rather than popping up off the mat. So, remembering we all have different knees. Find find your variation of this pose. If that's enough, you're welcome to stop right there and breathe. For the arm variation, grab your strap and put it in your right hand. Reach your right arm to the sky and then bend the right elbow so you're dropping that strap behind your back. Reach your left hand to the ground and then bend your left elbow, reach back. See if you can clasp that strap behind your back. Find your proud chest, breathing nice and steadily. And imagine your head is just gently pressing back into the right forearm. This pose is great for unraveling any tension that might be stuck in your shoulders, your knees, your ankles. Stay here for 2. Carefully release your arms, shake them out a little bit if you want. And then bringing that strap to your left hand. Inhale, reach the left arm to the sky. Bend the elbow, dropping the hand behind your back. Reach your right hand to the floor. Bend the right elbow behind you, clasp the strap. Don't be surprised if one side is harder than the other. This is really normal, especially if you use your arms in different ways. Again, here, gently press your head back into your left forearm. Continue to maintain a tall spine, really growing tall through the crown of your head. Breathing through whatever sensations might be coming and going. Last 2. Very carefully release your arms, shake them out again if that feels good. And then set your strap aside. Feel free to lift your hips and set your blocks aside as well. You might want to just shake your legs out long in front of you, letting that circulation return. And then for Baddha Konasana, hug your knees into your chest. Bring the soles of your feet together as the knees fall open, thumbs in your arches. Inhale, again, really grow tall through the crown of your head. And then exhale, fold forward. Try to maintain your tall, flat back. Maybe use your elbows to help guide your knees open. Grounding your sits bones. Breathe. Staying here for 3. Inhale, flat back, come all the way up. Hands outside your thighs, guide your knees together. One last pose. So roll onto your back. Place your feet at hip distance, so your middle finger should just barely be able to touch your heels. Keep that left foot on the ground and pick up the right ankle and place it on top of your left thigh, so the right knee falls open. Reach your right hand between your legs, lacing fingers either on top of the left shin or behind the left hamstring. Flex your feet, inhale, and then exhale, draw your left knee in toward your chest. Now notice if your face is compensating for any tightness in your hips by really clenching. And if so, that's okay, you're normal. Just soften your forehead, soften your jaw. Continue to press your belly button down into the floor. Breathing here, last 3. Softly release, let's switch it up. Place the right foot on the mat, take the left ankle on top of the right thigh as the knee falls open. Reach your left hand between your legs, lacing fingers on top of the right shin or behind the hamstring. Flex your feet, inhale, and then exhale, draw your right knee in toward your body. Keeping your jaw relaxed. Pressing your belly button down into the floor. for 3. Very softly release the right knee, release the left knee, hug both knees into your chest, and then gently rock on up to your seat. You're done. I hope your body feels a little more open, a little softer, a little stronger than it did when we began. And as always, I'm here and happy to help if you have questions, concerns, or any feedback at all. Have a wonderful day.